Hello and welcome to my channel. Here we learn the lore and stories of the world of Tyria. Today we continue the expansion train with the first zone of Path of Fire, the Crystal Oasis. We will dive in similarly as we did with the Heart of Thorns maps, but this time we will follow the commander somewhat in the story, but not the whole story, just a prologue as how they got to that specific place. So without further ado, sit back, relax as we surf the sands of the Crystal Oasis to find out the lore and landscape of the zone. Let's begin. After the fall of Mordremoth and the chaos unleashed by the Bloodstone explosion, Tyria was wounded, its balance shaken. Wild magic surged through the land like a storm without a captain. Elder dragons stirred, ancient powers shifted. But while many watched the skies and worried about dragons, a different threat returned, one born not of nature, but of flame and fury. Balthazar, the god of war and fire, had come back, but not as a protector, not as a savior. He had been cast out by the other gods, and now he had only one goal: to destroy the elder dragon Kralkatorrik and claim its power. If he succeeded, the world would be torn apart. The commander set off to investigate. Strange magical disturbances were being reported in the Crystal Desert, the northern edge of Elona, a land long hidden behind sand and politics. The pack commander boarded Captain Ellen Keel's airship and flew south. Their destination, Amnoon, the last free city in northern Elona. The first sight of the Crystal Desert was striking. Golden dunes, jagged cliffs, ancient ruins, and a vast sky touched by magic. The desert seemed endless, heavy with stories and scars from wars long past. But peace did not greet them. The airship soon spotted smoke, thick, black, and rising from a nearby village not far from Amnoon's walls. The commander and the crew descended to investigate. What they found was devastation. The Forged, soldiers of living metal and fire, had attacked. Homes were burning, people were fleeing, the ground cracked with molten scars. And above it all stood a terrible figure, the Herald of Balthazar. She was once a human, now twisted by divine fire. Clad in blazing armor, she delivered Balthazar's will with unrelenting fury. The commander fought her back, but the damage was done. The village was nearly lost. Survivors spoke in fear of a god returned, and a war that had already begun. After the fight, the commander continued to Amnoon. The city stood like a mirage against the sea. White stone, shaded palms, and colorful awnings flapped in the wind. It was beautiful, but tense. Refugees were arriving from inland. Fear was spreading. Amnoon's leaders were struggling to keep the city neutral. They debated alliances with Palavajoko's empire, with the Sun Spears, or with none at all. The commander arrived not just as a hero, but as a sign that something far greater was at stake. With first-hand knowledge of Balthazar's presence and the Forged threat, the commander now had a clear goal. Track Balthazar across the Crystal Desert, discover his plan, and stop him before he could destroy Kralkatorrik. But this desert was not empty. It held old ruins and older secrets. Magic slept beneath the sand, and war, true war, was returning to Elona. The hunt for a god had begun, and the fire was only beginning to spread. The Crystal Oasis, the gateway to Elona. When the pact commander steps into the vast land of Elona for the first time, it is here in the Crystal Oasis that their journey truly begins. This region sits like a shining jewel at the northern edge of the Great Crystal Desert. The air here holds the faint scent of both salt from the sea and dry sand carried by the desert winds. It's a place where the world seems to shift, from the gentle green coastlines to the harsh, endless dunes beyond. The Crystal Desert is more than just a crossing point. It's a land of contrasts. Bright sunlight reflects off golden sands and the sparkling desert stones. At the same time, patches of life cling to oases and small villages, showing that even in this harsh world, hope and civilization persist. Amnoon, the free city. At the heart of this lively land is Amnoon, a proud city standing tall against the dangers surrounding it. Amnoon is no ordinary place. it has managed to remain free and independent, protected by the strength and will of its people. The Amnoon Council rules here, guiding the city through uncertain times. In the busy streets of Amnoon, merchants call out their wares in a bustling bazaar, filled with colors, scents and sounds from all over Elona. The harbor hums with activity as ships arrive from distant lands, carrying traders and travelers seeking fortune and adventure. Near the shore, the Amnoon Casino glimmers with excitement, where locals and visitors alike try their luck. Amnoon stands as a beacon of life and trade, a rare safe harbor in a land full of danger. The Bay of Elon. To the northwest, the Bay of Elon stretches out where the desert meets the sea. Its sandy beaches offer calm waters and a moment of peace. Sailors and fishermen use this bay as their gateway to the wider world, and the gentle waves hide secrets beneath their surface, ruins and relics from a time long past. The Bay of Elon reminds travelers that beyond the desert's edge lies a vast and mysterious world waiting to be discovered. Notable landmarks and hidden corners. Far from the city's hustle, the land tells stories of its own. In the northwestern reaches lies Seeker Village, tucked within the ruins of the Sinking Ruins area. This small mining town clings to the desert's edge, carved from stone and sand. Here, the commander meets the people who call this harsh place home. It's also here that the commander is gifted the first mount, the swift and fierce Raptor. With the Raptor saddle purchased from the village trader Akshim, the commander's travels gain new speed and freedom, a vital companion in the vast desert. A little to the east of the oasis, the ancient temple of Cormyr stands proud. Dedicated to the goddess of truth and wisdom, it is a place of reverence amid the surrounding wilderness. Its weathered stones whisper tales of faith and hope, standing as a reminder of Elona's deep spiritual roots. Beneath the waves near Amnoon lie the old Amnoon ruins, the remains of the original city, now partially swallowed by the sea. Exploring these submerged streets reveals echoes of the past and the struggles that shaped the city. You can also find several forged camps throughout the oasis. Some are smaller, but there are tales of a massive camp in the eastern reaches of the oasis. These camps are filled with forged soldiers, and if the commander is feeling it, they can attempt to clear them out to protect the villagers nearby. Dangers lurking in the desert. Despite its beauty, the Crystal Oasis is no safe haven. Dark forces threaten its fragile peace. The most fearsome among them are the Forged, Balthasar's relentless army of metal soldiers. Led by the dreaded Herald of Balthasar, they sweep across the desert like a storm, crushing all who stand in their way. In the shadows, the Awakened, followers of the ancient tyrant Palavajoko, move like a poison spreading across the land, seeking to bring death and ruin to all who resist their master's will. Throughout the region, the commander encounters many challenges, defending outposts, helping frightened villagers, and battling these relentless enemies. The desert tests every skill, every decision. A land to explore and master. But the Crystal Oasis is not just about danger. It's a place filled with secrets and opportunities. The commander can seek out hero challengers scattered across the land, proving their strength and learning new skills. Points of interests and mastery insights offer knowledge and power, helping the commander growing and stronger. And among the sands lie the bleached bones, remnants of forgotten creatures and heroes, waiting to tell their stories to those willing to listen. The Crystal Oasis is the beginning of a grand tale, a place where history and mystery meet, where hope shines against the backdrop of an unforgiving desert. Here, the pack commander takes the first steps into a world filled with wonder, danger, and the promise of adventure. The sands whisper, the crystals glow, and the story of Elona unfolds. This has been the story and lore of the zone Crystal Oasis, the first zone in the Path of Fire expansion. This zone is something special to me since I really love the desert landscapes and the overall vibe of the desert, so I've spent a lot of time here. After this video we will move on to the Desert Highlands, which is the second zone that the story of POF takes place in. With that said, thank you for watching this video. Please like and comment something you thought interesting or something that I missed. Also subscribe to not miss future lore content in this format. Now, take care, and I will see you in the next story. Goodbye.